David Clarke around 1965. David went to the local secondary modern and I went to the grammar school. Our worlds collided though when through a mutual acquaintance I joined the R&B band he played for called Fowler Me. I joined as the singer. We became firm friends. The other band members were very straight and po-faced, but Dave and I connected. I was aware of his older brother, Mick. He was notorious in Aylesbury. No one messed with him. He was also an entrepreneur and extremely intelligent. On a different path, Mick could have succeeded in any field. Dave and I had many adventures during our times together. He was naturally inclined to steal, however, and his brazen nature astounded me. If he saw something he wanted, he just took it. This was something he shared with his brother. Dave and I drifted apart when he was incarcerated along with his brother in one place and I in another for separate crimes. After 50 odd years, we are in touch again. This book details the life and times of a criminal, his redemption and his present day mission. It is also a snapshot of a period in time and a place. It is important to remember that David Clarke wasn't just a petty thief. He was a bona fide criminal with many strings to his bow. He also had what we call in the criminal fraternity craft, which means he understood the very first rule, which so many criminals don't, which leads to their downfall. That first rule is, if you ever commit a crime, never tell anyone, ever. When he was arrested, therefore, no one really understood how he'd been arrested because he had been so crafty in the past. At his pivotal trial, everyone expected him to be sentenced to a hefty prison sentence. And the fact that he got off with a conditional discharge astonished everyone. Then we all realised, because he was such a crafty crook, that he had obviously planned this, and we all believed that him not getting a prison sentence was the result of him doing a scam on the court system. We fully expected him to return to crime. Now, 50 years later, we realise it wasn't a scam at all, because he turned his life around. And it is important to realise that he, David Clarke, never returned to crime. That's it.
Forward, Dr. Philip Fleming. M.A. B.A. B.C.H. Fruxike. D.P.M. Converted on LSD trip. This book, The Personal Testament of David Clarke, was first published as Converted on LSD trip but now, in an autobiographical style. It charts his life, which became one of criminality and drug-taking, though an experience in 1970 of finding God whilst under the influence of LSD. Cynics may say that this was just an effect of drugs, but it is clear that the experience changed his life. Later, when in court facing charges, he admitted to many other crimes and was fortunate in receiving 3 years conditional discharge and not a prison sentence. Since then, David has combined his work as a lecturer in electronics with his mission of spreading the Word of God. This is a scrupulously honest book recording both the difficulties he has faced as well as the successes in his life, since 1970. A continuing worry is the fate of his brother, currently serving a long prison sentence in a Philippine jail, who himself has recently found God. This is an inspiring story of a life that has been turned from crime to a positive account and may be of help to others who find themselves directionless and involved in crime and drug misuse. Dr. Philip M. Fleming. M.A. B.A. B.C.H. Fruxike. VPM. Consultant psychiatrist with special responsibility for drug and alcohol misuse.
Forward Greg Haslam. Reverend Greg Haslam, Senior Minister, Westminster Chapel, London. Greg Haslam. David Clarke tells the story of his troubled, violent past and his extraordinary life, in such a way that it retells the story of Jesus' love to men that know their need. Christ has the power to renew and reclaim anyone's wasted years, no matter what we've done, or how deep our shame. He can relaunch our lives on a brand new future that we could never have planned for ourselves.
Forward Samuel Ntoyamondo. Chaplain HMPS Nottingham. This moving story demonstrates the goodness and mercy of God, and it is a clear proof that no one is beyond God's grace, mercy and love. Whatever wrongdoings we do, God continues to call us back to Him, and He fulfills His plan for us to give us hope for the future.